See the powers though.
Love it though.
I lie.
Nice, man.
Yeah, it's powers.
It's nice, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful, blood. Especially when there was about 4 of us, like.
It's got good dynamics.
Half
It's
an
good
hour.
to see all the brothers. So, boom, I'm not really chatting too much today still. My throat's hurting me, but respect.
Yes, I big up everyone in the circle. Really and truly, you should lead it for the conflict resolution. Obviously, 2 brothers in the circle had a disagreement earlier, so we thought that it'd be good to use the circle to really show how we can have conflict resolution amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? So, how do you think that should go, Jedi?
Yeah, obviously we're calling this the G Circle every hour, or every week for an hour at least. We get together and we have this kind of display of unity, and hopefully this has a ripple effect in our lives and with other people that watch, so you can see unity here right before your very eyes, and we can discuss anything you lot want to discuss. Not one man had the mic, nothing. But what happened earlier was we have 2 brothers, I believe, from the Muslim faith. They've had a disagreement whilst debating or whatever. Tempers have flared, and we now need to get some correction because we feel like it's important that we can resolve conflict calmly and sincerely. So I'm gonna get you. One of the brothers here is Michael. Can you state what your grievance is or what is that happened?
Come in.
There's 2 brothers there. You get me? Yeah.
So.
Fight club.
No, I think the point is, me and this brother had a not heated discussion, yeah. And my point to him was that you can't go around telling people that they're not Muslim when they are. Do you understand? So if you do that under Sharia law, it's actually punishable by death. You understand? So we don't live under Sharia law, we live in England. So me as a Muslim, I will take offense if someone says to me, I'm not a Muslim. Do you get what I'm saying? Which this brother did, and then he also called me a kafir. So
He called you a what?
A kafir.
Kafir.
Yeah.
And what's the problem with that?
That I'm not covering anything. You get what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm being honest. Do you get what I'm saying?
To you, that's an offensive word, yeah?
It's an offensive word. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not actually appropriate to call me a kafir. Do you get what I'm saying? But once you do that, you're committing a major sin in Islam. So
okay, cool. Go on, my
So
brother.
what I was going to say is, right, also there's 2 terms which you can call people a kafir, which means a disbeliever. It's not a derogatory term, but obviously there's two versions. There's a Sharia version, and then there's like a normal version. The Sharia version, as we Muslims believe, right, is obviously one of the meaning is to cover the truth. But then the Sharia version is to disbelieve in the religion, to disbelieve in the teachings of Islam.
Can you hear, my brother?
But obviously we got into a heated debate.
Try and project your voice to mine so you can hear, please.
Yeah, so we got into a heated debate, right? So obviously I blame myself as well. I made a mistake. I'm not gonna own up to my own mistakes. Things got to be heated, but that's it, man. That's what I got to say. And I believe we should empower ourselves as obviously as black people, because obviously I'm more lenient to the Muslim side, but also believe we should also empower the black community as well. So I'm more in between. That's what I got to say.
And I find that it's a bit strange because as I look at things, we are, some say black, I say melanated, but we are Africans first. Do you get what I'm saying? We are Africans first when I deal with any brother in the park, honestly. Do you get what I'm saying? Then your religion, you got it there, I got mine, or way of life, I've got it here. Do you get what I'm saying? How I interact with people is entirely, you know what I mean, geared by my way of life. Do you get what I'm saying? So I conduct myself in a certain way. If someone comes and calls me a kafir, or someone says I'm not a Muslim, which means peacemaker, to him it might mean to submit to the will of Allah. That's a phrase. That sounds something learned.
If you're a real peacemaker, then you are submitting to the will of Allah, because Allah wants peace.
Now, the whole point why I say I'm a Muslim, and they say in Islam that we are all born Muslim. You understand? So if we're all born Muslim, another Muslim cannot tell another Muslim he's not Muslim. Otherwise, he's not reading, he's not studied, and he's committing shirk. Do you know what I'm saying?
How do you think we can resolve the thing though between you two? How do you think?
I think the difference is that, I mean, I don't accuse anyone of not being Muslim or thing. Right, but what I would say to the brother
welcome
is,
to join the circle,
I'm
my
not the
brother.
only victim of this capital.
Please join the circle,
Do you get what I'm
my
saying? And he's finding that a lot of the
You don't
time,
wanna join us?
he's getting into arguments with
Join
people
the circle with us,
because
my
he's saying
brother.
that to
Show solidarity.
his brothers, and you know what I mean?
I just want to say, yeah, the word kafir is not a derogatory term. It just simply means disbeliever in the religion. For example, obviously we believe we've got 5 pillars of Islam, and you've got 6 pillars of Iman. And that's what I'm saying. If you reject even one of them, that makes you a non-Muslim. So I'm not going to say kafir because obviously it's offensive to him. So I'm going to reword it and say disbeliever or non-Muslim. Because obviously we believe in the 5 pillars of Islam and the 6 pillars of Iman. And if you reject one of them, as I said, which makes you a non-Muslim. But also, I understand where he's coming from. He has a lot of disagreements within the religion and the misunderstandings of the religion. But obviously I'm here to talk to him about it in obviously a nice way. But that's all I got to say, man. And it's not an offensive word.
Your disagreement is about labels, yeah? So obviously Mike here wants to be respected, and you also want your beliefs respected as well, yeah? So now you've got the common ground. You know that he finds that term offensive. You're going to try and stay away from that term, and I don't know what you can give him in return.
Yeah, obviously, I'm responsive to that. That's not a thing, because I don't see you as an enemy. I see you more that you don't see yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? You're African first. Yes, you're Muslim.
That's why I
that's
disagree.
nothing.
You see, I disagree. Also, I'm African. I know that.
Okay.
I do know I'm African. I'm a black African. But at the end of the day, I'm Muslim as well. And obviously, I believe that obviously the religion plays a big part in my life. I'm a Muslim. That's what comes first. Everything else comes like after. But then obviously, I agree with what you're saying. We should have unity. We should speak on an African level. But then again, the things that
Sometimes it is interpretation, bro. Because you got many black Muslims. They're black Muslims.
Give it to the crowd,
But
please.
we should go. Yeah.
Stay in the circle.
Yeah,
everyone can see.
we got many black Muslims. They're black
Just
Muslims,
take one step back,
but
please,
they can
my
still see the oneness. You
Take
get
one
me?
step back,
And even for me, like my blackness and my righteousness or my African heritage is synonymous. This is why I always point out to the brothers that the Prophet Muhammad himself said, "Go to a righteous king in Ethiopia." The only point where he pointed to a righteous king was amongst our people. You understand? So when we're saying we're proud of being black, that's part of what we're proud of. You get me? The fact that it was the black people that managed to save them when their own Saudi Arabian brothers wanted to kill them and stop the religion that you have now from even getting to where it went to. So that's what I'm saying. I think what you lot are saying is the same thing, but what he's saying is just synonymous. You get me? But I feel like, how do you lot think that? Do you lot feel like it's like we want some resolution? Want some brotherly revolution and to see something?
We need to speak about what we disagree on. Like, say if I say something that offends him, he can tell me, you know what, I find it offensive. You know what, I advise you not to say that. So he can do the same thing as well, and that's how we can resolve the issues we have between us. To speak about the problems and see what offends us. And that's why I think it's really important for us to know.
I think the most important thing for me
And
is
widen
that
out the circle a little bit so these
And
brothers
let some of these guys
let them
in. Let's do this choppy, my brothers. So like, because you're refusing to speak to the brothers in the back. They can't hear you.
my
So
bad.
it's a private conversation you're having right now. So let's keep this moving, and then we can address everyone.
Yeah, Carl, what we want to do next is we want to go around and get the brothers' opinions on what we've heard amongst the brothers, and then let them.
But I don't think everyone's even heard what the conflict was. Has anyone heard what the conflict was? Yeah? Am I the only one with a loud man voice?
You're gonna have to.
All right, am I the only one? You lot brought your ladies' voices today, yeah? All right. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. So what I'm trying to say is, this brother as a black Muslim, and this brother as a black Muslim, they have a conflict. One has called the other one a kafir, and that word religiously is offensive. And upon his understanding, he finds it offensive because one, it means a believer, a disbeliever, and someone to cover the truth. So depending on what version you're using, in Arabic it's to cover, and in Islamic sense it is a disbeliever. He took offense to this terminology, and if you go to any country, if you go to South Africa and call a man a kafir, you like to get licked down. It's not a joke thing, like, so the word don't mean nothing to me, but in a religious and cultural context, it is offensive to some people. That being said, things got a bit heated, a bit of argy-bargy took place, and then before we could get the two African brothers to resolve their conflict, there was an Arab guy in the middle talking all kinds of shit. No disrespect to my Arab brothers, because, some guy with a funny hat. I don't know his name. Huh? but he was in there, and all communication broke down, blah, blah, blah. So I never got a chance to see these two resolve their issues so that we can join the circle and not be false when we're talking about unity or coming together, you get me? So now I'm asking you lot, they've spoke to each other. I think they've expressed their differences. I don't know if there's anything you lot want to add or anyone wants to ask a question. Go on.
Actually,
Please present it to the back so everyone can hear.
I'm sorry. I'm going to speak loud. As I said to, is it Michael? Yeah, Michael. I said,
bring your man voice to the circle, brother.
All right. Sorry. As I said to Michael, like when he was having the little confrontation, whatever, I said that the same thing happened to me the week before by the same gentleman, also. But I take it to heart as well, because actually kafir doesn't mean unbeliever, it means infidel. It's worse.
Yeah.
You know? So for a Muslim to call a Muslim kafir, that is really, really bad. Like, it hurts. But I didn't reply to him. You can ask him. He's next to you. Yeah? Why he called me a kafir? Because I'm a Shia.
Because you're Shia.
So obviously all Shias are kafir in his point of view. So anyway, that's not the point why we're here. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to say is we're all Muslim. We're all one. It doesn't matter whether you're Shia, whatever.
So your message is oneness.
Exactly.
Not
only that.
Not
only that. Like, even black, white, Asian, whatever. Like, take the skin. Our blood is the same. It's red.
We definitely hear that.
You understand? Like, we're all one.
Thank you.
Oneness.
Sorry?
I just want to drop something similar.
Yeah?
Yeah, if that's cool.
Please give it because I've got the brothers here standing here in the year of ADHD where people ain't got no attention span. I need to keep the man them interested. So please speak to them so they can hear you.
Well, my name's Yahuru. I don't know if you know me, but my name is Yahuru. I've come to basically explain that we all have thoughts and opinions, but these thoughts and opinions may not necessarily be our own. We have forms like the media, we have leaders, and they are kind of giving us subjective truths, gifts wrapped and masked as objective universal truths that we adopt. We go through life and we spread generalization and opinions on other people. For example, we say all blacks are lazy, all Jews are money-hungry Zionists, and all Muslims are backward terrorists. This is just going to cause divisions, and it's basically, it starts from it starts from putting us in boxes. We have various boxes that limits us and divides us from others, and it is a key element of social control. I repeat, it is a key element of social control. So what we need to do, we need to look around ourselves, we need to see our differences and realize we all have differences. We all have different beliefs, spiritual beliefs, Muslims, Christians, Jews, blacks, white, Asians, but we have commonalities. We have humanity. We have things that bonds us, and this is what we must focus on. Like my brother Callum said last week, he wanted diversity out of unity, and this is something we need to strive towards. I will drop a proverb that says, when brothers fight to the death, someone else swoops in and steals their estate. And I will leave that. I will leave that.
That's real. And you know, I'm going to add to that proverb. There's an African proverb that says two brothers in... Yes, sir. Big up little man in the thing. There's also an African proverb that says two brothers in a burning house should not argue. And the fact of the matter is, regardless of your beliefs, you two brothers, we're in a burning house as black people. We look at our condition no matter where we go. You understand? So we don't really have time to really be arguing. That's why this isn't a unity circle. People use the word unity. It's not a unity circle because everyone here is not united. Yeah, this is a solidarity circle. Yeah, we stand in solidarity against our common enemy, which is the system that's trying to kill all of us. Yeah, they're coming for us black people first, but you Asians are just right after you. They showed us that with Islam. Yeah, and then straight after that, you Irish and you Polish, you are next. Yeah, so it's not a thing where the beast is just coming for us, but you know we're here first. You know, you already see, we already know what God. So what we want to do is want to go around the circle and ask everyone what social what social conditions.
What basically we're gonna ask you lot, yeah? What social issues do you think that we should be putting as a team, as a society, as a community, as a circle of humans, should we be putting at the forefront of our priorities in order to address? So we're talking about social issues, yeah? All right, so I'm gonna get to start from over there. Yeah. Raven, let me start from you. I make it go.
This way, yeah? All right, hello everyone, Raven. I'm here from a collective called Mount Melanin. Can you hear me at the back?
Yeah.
It's very important.
when we speak, we must hear, right? So project that, because it gets very boring very quick. We can't hear you. All right, so I'll be very quick. The social issue that I'm always pushing is I'm from the Black Collective, the Black social group. That's you're looking at Africans, West Indians, and so forth, right? I'm saying we need to fix ourselves, all right? Now, there's one issue I want to talk about, hopefully after the circle, and that's people who are abusing our shops. So I've got a forum where there's some black businesses and they're complaining, saying that some of the black youths are walking into their shops and stealing some of their product. So my question to the mandem is, are we going to do something? And if we are, what are we going to do? Because they're saying the police ain't helping them out. So what is the next solution for those things?
So these are black businesses
Yes.
complaining that black people
Black
are
youths.
coming and stealing
Yeah,
from them.
yeah.
What kind of items are we talking about?
We're talking, so for this particular one, we're talking about hair products and creams and thing, innit, right?
So one, I want to celebrate black businesses that have anything that black people want. Yeah, I'm going to celebrate that. Especially if you're talking about hair and beauty, yeah, they are a rarity. We should definitely be supporting them. But I don't know, maybe there's some common ground where they can maybe give some discount to the black community or something. And you know what I mean? And
Before we get there, we've got to stick the teeth in it.
Yeah. We go down there.
So that's my thing. That's what I want to talk about. So I'm not hold it up. Go to the next people and see what I'm blowing.
okay, my brother. Yeah. You live in society, right? And you are a part of society. Whether you want to be or not, that's different. There's issues in society. There's some that actually resonate with you. There's one particular that you think we all should be dealing with right now. That's on your list. Can you share it with us, please?
One doesn't come to me right now.
Sorry, brother.
I haven't got one right now.
Alright, I respect that.
What's going on, people? This is just something I've noticed in my life.
Keep this circle, please. Like, keep the circle. I know you want to hear each other. Don't break up this circle, please. It's power. Sorry, go on, bro.
What is it that I find with a black man to be so threatened by another black man? Like, man, be walking on road, just minding my business, and a man just feel the need to want to watch, man, and just screw up his face and just pre me or look for something, look for a certain sign of aggression in me to give him that go ahead to try and step to man. What is it about a black man that's so threatening to another black man? Like, what is the social conditioning behind that? That's just something that I think about.
Maybe he likes your shoes.
Even if we study that, and we ask any of these elder black men from the generation 2 generation before us, they'll tell you when black men was on the bus and they would see other black men on the ground, they would wave at each other. So we know that this ain't something that goes back to their generation, because their generation didn't know about that. So this is something that is what I would say is social engineering. Something I saw, I don't know if you don't remember, but I remember there was 1-2 gangs fighting in 1-2 areas. Then the media started talking about postcode wars, postcode wars, postcode wars, postcode wars. And the more they spoke about postcode wars, the more I heard and saw about the actual reality happening. So this has got a lot to do with social engineering and self-hate. We hate ourselves, so we hate what we look in the mirror. So for example, me when I was growing up, if I leave my yard and I saw myself, I would say what? I would screw face myself. And I'd say, Wagwan blood. And I'd draw for my thing at the exact same time, and I'd stab myself at the exact same time. If I saw myself. Now if I see myself, I'm gonna say, Wagwan blood, more power. You get me? So it's just we have to change it round, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, brother wanted to say something now.
My question was gonna be that why is it that when a black person looks at you that you might think that he actually is hating on you?
Can't hear you, bro.
The question I was gonna ask to him was, instead of thinking that when someone's looking at you that they're hating on you, why is it that you think that maybe he likes something about you?
Yeah, 100%.
That's where it was. You kind of answered that.
Yeah, we have to hate each other up. So when you see a man do it, hate him up, bro. You get me, say, bless my brother, and it's gonna throw him right off. He ain't even gonna, and then boom, by the same time you already walk past, man. You get me? But I think it's about us actually looking man in the eye and saying, bless. You get me? And showing man it's not a fair thing, it's just a love thing.
Sorry, my brother. The 2 queens at the back, can you lot just give some space so they can stand equally in a... Come on, you can just stand there. It's fun. Let's make it nice, man. Man standing in front of...
Man like Regulate Raven.
Yeah.
Regulate a Raven. What you say, not Nat Raven.
That's another
today,
part,
right away.
another part of social conditioning that we need to get out of. You see the sisters there, you're aware that there's some females around you, allow them into the circle. Them standing in the background is no good. because the queens are the salt of the earth, innit?
Come on.
Yeah. So we can't allow any females to be in the background. Cause we've lived in that type of system for too long.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Where the women in the background. We need some females too, and you all have a voice. So by the time it comes around, you're gonna have something to say. Sorry, my brother over here, King.
I'd say no one cares about what you do in your bedroom. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is no one cares about how you pray, but so long as you pray. You get me?
What you're saying is, what you're trying to say is no one cares about how you pray, just so long as you pray.
Yeah. So what's the argument?
Yeah.
You know.
I think what the brother is saying is regardless of what our beliefs is or our spiritual beliefs, we've still got a oneness in the fact that we are trying to be righteous and we are trying to pray and we are trying to get closer to something better.
Yeah.
So we don't need to have divisions.
Especially as like a people, black people.
100%.
Like, what's the religious argument?
And I would say that the religious arguments that we see in Speaker's Corner, I don't genuinely think they reflect us in society. Do you understand? Because the way I grew up, I've had brethren of all different faiths, and man are just brethren. I don't know any of these brothers' religions when they. I don't know what man believe, but those are my brothers. I never even asked a man his religion. I don't even need to know your religion. You understand? Oh God, Muhammad, what are you saying? So yeah, there's a oneness.
No, I was just gonna say the same thing as my brother. That's one of the main things, like just the religion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just get rid of that, man. We're all good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk. No, you don't have to get rid of it. Do you know what I mean?
The division that it causes.
Like when you're coming together, like with something like this, just leave it out.
Yeah.
Leave it out.
It doesn't matter how you pray.
Yeah.
That's what I said. In your bedroom,
yeah.
I don't care what you do in your bedroom.
100%.
So when you're with your God, you don't care. But so long as you're with a God.
Yeah, 100%.
So amongst us black people, there should be no division.
It says division, man. We can't build. We can't build.
Pray.
We can't build.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
We've got to start envying our people, man.
Go on.
Yeah. Me personally.
No, you lot. Why? No, come on, man.
What's going on?
Where's your outside voices?
Oh, go ahead. I'm just starting warming up.
Hear you.
Warming up. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. All right, cool. What I was gonna say is dealing back with the social thing with our people. Me personally, I think the main thing that we need to get back and start dealing with is the education, because that's where it starts from. The education from a youth, especially me growing up in school, was not the best, and you can see it from, if many of you got your brothers or sisters, when it comes to school and education, they used to come on and be like, mum, I don't want to do this homework, it's boring, I don't want to do that. So I think the education and teaching us and teaching about our history would also go back into what the brother was saying about when another brother sees each other.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know when you say the brothers, the way we see each other, why do we feel a certain ways? Because we've not been educated
100%.
to know who we are as a people.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? That education about our history and how we saw ourselves, is not being pushed out there as much.
100%.
And when it is being pushed out, do you know what they're saying to you? You got to go to the scholars. You know what I mean? You got to go to the man that's well learned to get that information. Where you don't need to go to the scholars to get information. You could just pick up a book yourself, speak to one brother that might know the information, and start reading. Do you know what I mean? Start encouraging us to start reading in that, because we can all read. No one can't say you can't read.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? Pick up a book, learn to read, educate yourself, and then go and ask someone for some understanding. Like, brother, I don't understand this. What does this mean?
This whole back section, they're just like,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So basically, what Gabs?
If you're gonna translate, come back to the middle. But this not actually heard. That'd be good, you know. Whoever's talking, let's step forward to the middle.
Yeah.
Then everyone is able to hear.
100%.
That's a big step for some people. You know.
But
that's a lot.
basically, what Gabs is saying, I can attest to it, because me, if you look at most of the brothers that are actually in the streets, actually trying to kill each other, most of them don't have any knowledge of self. You get me? And anytime you find a brother with some knowledge of self, who kind of knows what go on, he thinks a little bit different. You understand? So anytime someone does get knowledge of self, they start thinking different. You understand? So I'm sure Jedi, Mike, Gabs, I'm sure a lot of the brothers here, at some point in their life, they was maybe lost and did not know themselves. And because of that, they was behaving the same way I know I was. I know I would have been the one screw facing you. And as soon as you say something, I'll be on some anti one. Like, you've done something wrong to me. You understand? So I know that, but I didn't know myself. You get me? I had to go to Jamaica, and the rest of them had to show me certain 1-2 things about my history for me to put everything back into perspective. You understand? So education is a key. It is key to get our youth to know who they are and where they come from. And the education system just want to tell them, you were slaves. Yeah. That's where you come from. You come from slavery. You have nothing before that. You get me? And they don't tell you that you built civilizations way before slavery and you taught the European how to bathe. Yeah, you taught him how to wash his skin. You get me? Because he wasn't bathing every day. You know that perfume thing that the Queen used to have? You know the little squeezy thing? That was because anytime they used to smell themselves, they used to just spray it. You understand? So the Moors came in and said, yo, you have to bathe your skin, man. And you can't sleep with your animals you sleep in the farm and rare-tear-tear. That's why they had the Black Death and a lot of the plagues they had, because uncleanliness. And as we know, cleanliness is next to godliness. So clean everything we are dealing with. You get me?
Well, I just believe in life, living life fully. Life is like the blessings. It's like when you don't embrace it, you're just wasting it. And it's like a balance of nature, really. Like, if you know what war is, you know what peace is. You know joy, you know pain. But me, I just deal with the oneness, like Ruspect said. It's about just embracing that blessing that the Most High bestowed on us. Because we take life for granted, you know, most days. It's like we don't even know what we're complaining for. Me, I just smile and that's me. My mum's schizophrenic paranoia, so for me to complain, who am I? She's had it harder than me, I ain't complaining. I think we need to just embrace life, stop being shy, and just uplift your gift. We've been given gifts to unlock other gifts, embrace them. Like, you know what I mean? We got a thing, me and my brother, Real Talent TV as well, where we just let people express real talent. Whether it be in pottery, singing, beating a drum, you know what I mean? Embrace it.
Real Talent
no
TV, yeah? Real Talent
customize
TV,
as well.
check
We
it
make
out.
jewelry as well for the chakra, you get me? Crystal jewelry. I customize for people, I heal people, because I realize, yeah, there's more to life than just religion, you get me? It's about healing, and people need healing, and that healing's from Earth. Mother Earth is the healing of life, you get me? It's not always about religion. Mother Earth is the one who created us all, created everything. And if you go to the animals don't have a religion. They get me? They just know nature.
They live in one, innit?
Yeah, oneness. And what we need to do is unite, unity. You get me? And once we start unity, we can build up. We don't have to fight with each other, because that's just an illusion. The illusion of fighting is just to get rid of us, man. They just want to wipe us out. You get me? Condition us. You get me? And the reason why I say it's not about colour, because if you know knowledge, it's about melanin, the doctor of yourself. My doctor cures. It's a cure. Cures you for many things, any disease. If you know, overstand your melanin, start learning, research it. Don't let them fool you, you know.
And
that's why they have racism, to stop you knowing yourself.
They say herbs are the healing, but a lot of people just think it's weed. It's not just weed. It could be sorrel, it could be hibiscus, burdock, elderflower. There's so much herbs, and these are things that we can live off the ground, you know. That's why they say herbs are the healing, because they can, like Dr. Sabi said, you can cure anything. As you know, they took him out. That's another sort of story, but you know, just living love, man.
Love, unity. Love over violent ego, that's what it is. Love over violent ego. People have ego, it's egoistic. Man said don't worship nothing. Just learn for yourself, We didn't come here to learn for ourselves. We got taught things, brung things, given things. We came here naked, nothing. But we didn't get the chance to learn for ourselves, oneself. That's the problem in life. Our children are not going to learn in oneself because you're not giving them a chance to. You give them other people's mind, their own world. You give them next man's world to live.
That's it, they're living in the next
You're living in the next man's shoes. You need to be in your own shoes. That's why I'm trying to live in my own shoes right now. You get me? I'm building up for my people. Unite for everyone, not just for oneself, for everyone. You get me? You're all like that.
You guys
real talent, real talent.
Man, people are complaining.
It's a very brilliant.
If you're gonna talk, yeah, like honestly, yeah, because this is very important, yeah. Why are you running away for? Alright, cool. Well, if you stand in a circle, you're likely to get on the camera.
Yeah, no, I want to be here to build it.
I hear that. I respect that. No face, no case. So, I need for everyone to hear everyone. Now, I'm not expecting you all to have my voice, but we need to find some way where we can all engage. So either we make the circle smaller and we keep a good rank, because we need to be able to hear each other. Otherwise, we're just standing around looking bored, and what's the point of that? Anyone that's got a problem with closeness,
bring it in, bring it in.
Just come in a little bit.
Bring it in, but close, innit?
Come in a little bit.
Yeah, put the thing in the middle. Yeah.
Squeeze up.
Squeeze.
Yeah.
And talk loud, innit?
Yeah. But even now we're closer. Now we're closer. We can hear each other. I'm expecting everyone to respect everyone that's talking, though, because it's important.
Yeah.
That's it. Go for it.
I just wanted to. I've been listening to you for a very brief time now. I found it really interesting, the topics and the debate. I've been coming to this part of London for many, many years, more than 35 years. I really find this debate very interesting because I find all different people, especially people that you talk about the education and the way you were saying that how people should be educated and how the people should be giving love to another and forget about the aggression part of life. I find this very interesting, and I will hope that you could repeat this kind of debates on Sundays. It's very interesting, and it's very excellent for the integration, for what we are here for, to see that we're going to benefit, our kids will benefit from this, other than a lot of other debates which we can see on the other side of the speaker's corner, which I've personally found useless. I think this is very, very interesting, and I thank you for the organization.
You know why that's a big point? That's a big point what he just made there, yeah? He said he's been coming here for 35 years.
I've been coming here 28 years.
28 years, yeah? Ty's been coming there probably for the same amount of time.
100
yeah?
years.
Man said Ty's been coming here for 100 years.
Just reach.
Yeah? And they said they've never seen nothing like this here.
Yeah.
He said he's been coming here for 35 years and he's been seeing those conversations over there and they're useless.
Correct.
You understand?
Yeah.
So man are at each other's throats and it's useless. So this G-Circle thing that has been, it's the people that have created it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's powerful that we can actually come together and actually discuss things, innit?
Yeah.
And everyone has a voice. Because what you see, the main thing I don't like about the debates over there is not the fact that they're debating, because you can debate, but half of the debate, man, are just trying to cuss each other. Half of the debate, people ain't listening.
Yes.
So it's like, I'm sitting there for an hour watching this debate, and really, there's only like 10 minutes of information, which I could take away. You understand? So that's why the circle... Yeah, what are you saying? Keep on circling. Yeah, so I'm gonna conclude anyway, but... brother.
Say something.
Sister.
Oh, let me say something.
Yeah, man,
not
go
a girl. No, what I'm saying is,
But let's just do. Sorry, it's not to stop you, but it's gonna come. We're very close to you right now. I think we're here, so we might.
yeah, I know, but I thought that's why they went. You said it's gonna conclude.
No.
That's why-
Come over there, come over
He's
there.
concluding for him.
Oh, you want to stay where you are?
Yeah.
Oh, you,
No, she's.
yeah. All right, so.
It's like a second brother.
Yeah.
It was my man.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is that we have to think about the past, present and future, to be honest with you. We all need to think about...
Speak to the furthest point of the circle. It's 50% smaller.
We need to be thinking about a bigger vision for ourselves, like not just for individuals, but as a community. Right here, I'm feeling connected in the circle. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like a real positive energy there. I don't know the backstory of you guys, but I know that you've gone through pain. I know that you've gone through suffering, etc., etc. But we can all come together and overcome that. We can learn about our history, definitely. Me personally, even through my school education, there's been things that I've been missed out big time, and I'm only learning things when I'm a bit older now. I'm still young, so I'm still going to carry on trying, still going, building every single day. I'm going to keep trying any single way, and this is the kind of thing we need to encourage for everyone. I get inspired by it when I'm hearing people speak. I get inspired by it. I feel the energy rise, and I feel like this is the good energy that we need to carry on moving forward. Like, we need to build, we need to sustain, we need to be able to distribute, we need to be able to think about plans that can go on forever and ever and ever, not just something that's going to corrupt down, you know what I mean? So it's powerful circles like these, networking for the children, because we can stop suffering in some way, somehow, but we need to start by sticking to reality, looking around, building step by step by step, and it's communities like this that can do that. So everyone needs to plug in, stay connected, stay going on channels, just listen to information. I'm sure there's going to be links
See
in
the
the
man
channel
at the back,
here.
yeah? He's falling asleep, but he can't hear you.
That's cool, We can jump on the channel, we can subscribe, I'm sure. We can connect. Like this, so it's about spreading the information, positive energy, you know what I'm saying? So
Tight circle, you don't get people coming to mosque.
tight circle, do you know what I mean? So it's all good here, So what I'm trying to say is there's always a way we can better ourselves. I wish I was perfect, but I'm not, so I'm going to keep working hard so that our people can rise, so our people can be strong together, so we can build together, sustain longevity, long term. That's what we need to be thinking, guys, and I think that's already in place. You can see it throughout history, it's already been in place, so it's time that we just keep on moving forward, keep on strong, keep on doing what we know we can do and know what we are capable of as one.
Yeah, man, say.
Love. Shout, brother, shout.
Love.
Love, what I do with you.
Love the people around you. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. What does it mean? To love your neighbor as you love yourself means that if you don't want something to be said to you, then you don't say it to someone else. In that instance, to do with what happened earlier, that was simply a thing of, if you wouldn't want someone to say something to you, don't say that to someone else. All of us here, no one knows what someone is dealing with within their heart. So really and truly, no one here can tell anybody here what they believe. No one here can tell anyone whether they are true believers or not true believers. In treating your people around you, everyone around you equally, is treating them with love, unconditionally. Treating them with respect. So it's like, doesn't matter what you're believing, I can respect you and talk to you as a person, as a you.
I just want to say one thing, yeah? I'm going to keep it simple and short.
Shout, bro, shout.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it simple and short. I'm going to say one thing. You know, as a community, as like obviously the black community, before we help other communities, we need to build ourselves. We need to better ourselves. And you know what I was going to say, man.
Take your time, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, we should better ourselves, yeah? Because you know, I want to say one thing, yeah? My God tells me in the Quran, I'm a Muslim.
Sorry, my brother, that was a circle you just stepped into, you know? This is why we need to respect the thing.
Yeah, as a Muslim, as a black Muslim, you know, God tells me in the Quran, you know, we will never change a nation unless they change themselves. So that's why it's very important for us black people, as a black community, we change ourselves before we change other communities, help other communities. So that's why it's very important. And also, I want to say we should make our own like media, like, you know, establish our own media, and you know, give ourselves our own voices. Because obviously, the media today are not helping us. You know, they're not helping us. They're making it worse for us, giving us a bad look. So that's why I think it's very important for us to create and build our own media, and you know, give ourselves and show our own opinions. And that's what I want to say.
I just wanted to say, in terms of social issues, I think one of the main social issues we have are the lack of guidance that the next generation have. That's why we're trying to start up this thing called Guiding the New Generation, which is an acronym G.A.N.G. Yeah. So this is the G circle, it's the G.A.N.G circle. So what we're trying to show them is that we can congregate and we can get together on matters of positivity and constructiveness. I feel like, I know there's a couple brothers from different organisations that do help and work with youths, but if I was to put something at the top of the list, I would say us being able to guide the next generation is at the top of the agenda, because they're lost. I'm lost, but I just happen to have the presence of mind to know that I'm lost. These youths are lost and they don't know they're lost. So they stand no chance of getting out this maze that has been built to keep them going round and round in circle, perpetuating violence, death and destructive ways. Yeah, that's one of the things that I think that is at the top of the list, and we need to find some way of all addressing that in our own lives, yeah? Secondly is our ability to police our own communities and police ourselves. Like what we had today, we had in the circle, we had a little intervention, a little conflict resolution. It was a minor thing, really and truly, but the model is something that can work, where we as a community or communities or groups are policing ourselves. We're sorting out our own issues, yeah? We're cutting out the middleman, the third parties. Really, all that is doing is empowering ourselves. We need to get back into that. Like, we need to get back into the habit of two people having an issue and we're not needing a third party to sort it, yeah? Whenever if you see two brothers, here's an example. Today I saw two brothers having a little bicker. Obviously, we went to split it up. The guy that came in and actually took center stage and put himself as the moderator didn't represent either of the two from me just looking at them, identifying with them. Maybe they shared some kind of faith or whatever, but realistically, it was two black men arguing and then a non-black guy sorting out that. Now, that's all good, but it feels to me that there's something lacking in the black community, not to exclude others, where we don't seem to be very good at sorting out our own issues. Yeah, our own beefs. Like what Raven was talking about with security issues and blah, blah, blah. We need to be able to start policing ourselves. And I think we start that by policing our houses, our communities, and letting that spread. So, you know, yeah. See all them youths that are standing up on the corner, I don't mind them standing up on the corner if they're doing something constructive for the whole community, cool. If you man are lookouts, because we've got some actual direct threat, cool. But you lot stand on the corner and the next man are driving through in their marked up cars, terrorizing our communities. What are you lot doing then? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Bare running around the mirror. So I believe in us getting back to a state of mind where we can start policing ourselves. And once we start policing ourselves, you understand that external police forces become redundant, and then you're on a road to freedom. That's my little few bits. You want to add something, brother?
Yeah, for sure. Well, everyone can hear me, yeah? Yes, make sure my voice is loud enough.
No, you can't hear you. You can't hear you.
A little louder, yeah? All right. The way I see it is we've got a number of issues. We all basically share one major issue, is the laws that govern us. We have to start, as the brother said, educating ourselves on the laws that are being used against us every day. Like in the park, there are laws. You can't have a table, you understand? You can have a little ladder that you can stand on and that type of thing. So, I mean, in our communities and in our society, the thing that governs us is law. So if we knew that they're using maritime law or commercial law to govern us, do you get what I'm saying? It might help our youth, do you get what I'm saying? If they knew that early, to defend themselves when they were caught in situations like stop and search. Do you understand? So it will alleviate some problems. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to know the laws that are being used. So if I go into court, sorry, yeah.
We're having a conversation with the chat. Cut them off, bro.
Bruh.
Did you hear what he just said? Did you hear what he just said?
You sure? You sure? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so the laws that govern all of us, do you get what I'm saying, is maritime law. So if the youth know it, if you know it, then we've got a better way of dealing with what goes on around us. Do you get what I'm saying?
Does everyone know what maritime law is? Does everyone know what maritime law is? Please, could you explain maritime law and make sure everyone hears you?
Okay. Maritime law or admiralty law is the law of the sea. This law was brought in when they brought in the Bill of Rights.
Right directly behind you didn't hear you. It's a struggle, isn't
it? Yeah. This was brought in when they brought in the Bill of Rights and the right to form government. You understand? Back in the 1700s. So the right to form government, they needed laws which they didn't have with the law of the land, which is the Magna Carta. That relates to the king and things he must do and make him subject to the people. You understand? So that's not going to work, do you understand, in the everyday, because things like traffic law, acts of parliament, and all of these type of things are not laws. But these are the things that govern us under this maritime law. Do you get what I'm saying? So essentially, when they first used it, it was for them. Because in maritime law, when we, as Moors, maritime, all right, you know what I'm saying? It was a law that is a little book that we carried, that if I came to another land and I assaulted someone, chopped off his ear, for example, it had it in the book that I could give compensation. I would have to give compensation to that individual. Obviously, you overstand laws like mutiny, you know what I'm saying, imprisonment. All of these are laws of being on a ship or on a boat. You understand? So now they've transferred those laws that was actually for them to us. Do you understand? So that's what maritime law is, okay? So I'm just saying everybody should learn what's going on in their own country. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, you have the right to choose what laws you abide by. You mainly abide, everybody wants to abide by the law of the land. Do you get what I'm saying? Which is the Magna Carta. Do you get what I'm saying? This law imposed on you, they have no right to do such thing.
Anyone lost so far on what you're saying? There's a difference between the maritime laws, in which we are operating under, and the laws of the land, which are our divine rights and what we are born with, what they call God's law. There's a difference. So common law is different from maritime law. Maritime law is what most of us, when you get a parking fine, when you get pulled over, when you get a court summons, these things are often under maritime law. So he's asking you lot to go and educate yourselves on the difference between maritime law and common law, and maybe pass that information on to your households, to the kids in your households, yeah, so the youth can be more empowered with understanding their actual lawful rights versus their legal rights, because there's a difference between lawfulness and legality.
That's right. That's a fact.
So this is something that you lot can take away. Yo, my brother, I know you're explaining. This is something you can take away. Yeah, that ain't to do with who you pray to or who you rare. This is to do with your day-to-day rights in society. So it's important to all of you to go and check this shit out. Go on.
Where do I find that law?
The maritime law.
No, not maritime. That's the law that we live by, right?
Yeah, common law.
Common law is harm.
Common law.
Loss and injury.
Magna Carta.
Yeah. Common law is harm, loss and injury.
What
the Magna Carta?
Magna Carta was something to do with that. One of the
It's the
Jay-Z's
law of
album.
the land, yeah.
It's a Jay-Z album.
The law that the Queen has to abide by.
No, but you know what? You can check out God's law as well.
God's
It's
law.
under that as
You will
well.
find it, yeah.
God's
Or
law.
natural law.
By who, though?
Law of the land.
No, because God's law, that's where it is. You see God here.
Yeah.
The law is the God.
Yeah.
It's the law. It is the law. That's why it's confusing, yeah? People think it's religion, but it's the law of life, liberty. Once you learn that, you can be, it's like your it's like passport, your birth certificate is the things what control you. Your driving license, all these things control you.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to break these, you got to learn how to break these codes to free yourself. You got to go to the start, the beginning, like with your birth certificate, you got to go to the place where you're born to get that back, to get your rights back, because you're getting controlled by bare different corporations. Everyone's controlling Chinese, all different, they're manipulating us, and that's the way they control us. And your dress code as well is another way they manipulate you. The man saying how, man will be watching you as well. Some new man was saying how they watch you, but that's the way you dress as well, your dress code. Because that's how they see, man, like if you're dressed in Nikes, that's like, you know what I'm saying, that's the dress code. That's another dress code. They've got these little dress codes. But if you walk in probably in a suit looking different, like they say, what's that film? They got Power. They say man dressed in a suit and all that and look different. But if you walk with a Bible, look different as well. There's no attraction because obviously you're hiding yourself. It doesn't matter because you're walking with it, but you know yourself.
It's assimilation, isn't it?
It's just a way of getting away from your enemies. Enemy fear is what they don't want to see you.
Cool.
You get me? They prefer to see you in brands and stuff like that. That's why they attract you.
Respect, my brother. Okay, Michael, I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm just going to conclude.
Yeah.
So, we understand what maritime law is or commercial law. You know, they just change the names and the titles, but it's basically, essentially the same thing. It doesn't govern you, just like you don't have to pay council tax. Do you know what I'm saying? All of these type of things, if you knew, you know, just like TV license, for example.
Kings. 1 second, please.
Just like TV license, it's not a law. There's no law that says you must pay TV license. There's no law that says you must have a driving license. Do you know what I'm saying? You're traveling, you know, this is all free, man. You just go and do some research, please. Do you know what I'm saying?
You go to court if you don't pay it, but it's not in the law.
It's not a law.
How's this going on?
That's the difference between legal and lawful. Do you get what I'm saying? What we're trying to deal with.
Why do you look that up? Let's not get caught up in that right now. I hear what you're saying.
It's good.
Let's go around the circle, then we can debate. Because the system needs to do a thing, and there's plenty of people in the circle
That's right.
that want to voice a thing, and we can come back to that.
Specifically, what you said, TV license.
Yes.
That one thing there, it's so like random.
But why didn't you shouldn't?
No, because it's not a law.
Yeah,
It's an act.
I'm saying.
Go like that. Gang, no, don't answer this door to them.
Yeah, it's paid. Yeah, but we're put like it's like council tax. All right, look.
But don't worry. Anyway, I'll lament for now, but
No, we're gonna go back
just
into-
people.
Once
just
we go
research on
round,
that.
we'll start this discussion again, because it seems like everyone's kind of
Yeah, and I don't want to lose
I
people.
kind of lost what I was going to say. No, I was just saying as a woman, right?
Remember the guy said that he's been coming here 35 years and he's never seen nothing like this.
So-
And I
Yeah,
was saying
true.
something, and then you was
So,
like,
social issues.
Yeah.
Social issues that affect you, or that you feel that we should, as a community, maybe have at the forefront of our priorities or thoughts. That's what it is we're talking about.
As a woman, okay, let me start from like coming here. I've been coming here for about 6 months or whatever, right? And then not just come here, I see a lot of things different. Yeah, like obviously what's going on and whatever. But as a woman in the community, and where I come from, a lot of what I hear you guys saying, oh, man's this or man's that, man's from that end or whatever. You guys are forgetting the main thing, a woman as well. We go through so much as well. And then the thing is, because you're not forgetting that we women can do a lot of things, yeah, and you lot don't realise that we lot got to watch the woman too. There's like 21-year-olds, 20-year-olds. You get me? The other day, a couple months ago, a girl got shot down the other day for what? Because who she was dating and whatever. You get me? You lot need to know as well. You just can't watch what the man's doing. Also, got to watch the woman because they're going to be raising your children as well. If she doesn't understand herself yet or know herself, knowledge at the end of the day, yeah, a lot of these women are lost because they think that certain man wants something, or a woman should do this for that man, or a woman should do that, right? Like we need to. We need to. You guys just need to. You don't need to know as well to raise the queens up even more. Do you know what I mean? From daughters to your aunties to your mums.
What do you mean
to your
by raise up?
When I say raise up, like they're saying like that she's a queen. You get me? Or like let her know like who she is. Like love herself more. I used to hate myself. You think I used to be rocking? I won't be rocking like this right now. I'd be rocking it. I used to wear the wig. I used to do this. I used to put more makeup on. I used to like dress way more different, just to have attention from certain, you understand? But now I don't need that no more because I love myself. You understand? And I think, and obviously me as a mother and who I'm raising.
Yo, brothers, can I get you lot back in the circle? Can we all listen to you lot, innit? And then one of the empresses is talking, and all the brothers are at the circle. Sorry, sis.
See, and that's another
I
thing
want
as
them all
well.
to hear you.
And that's what I was going to say as well. As a woman, I feel like when acknowledged enough, because I'm just a girl, I feel neglected. I'm sorry, as a woman, I feel neglected, but because I'm a girl, don't worry about me, get me? You lot can, like, oh, I don't know if she's with someone, or I don't know because she's a woman. So what? Talk to me, say hello. Do you understand? I'm very vocal, I'm very loud, do you understand? My name's Honey Farah, just say, hey, Honey Farah. You get me? And, yeah, sorry, go on.
I feel that we suffer as black people. Do you understand? We might be in this circle here now, chatting, coming up with all these great ideas or whatever, thing like that, and we'll walk away from this circle and everyone will be looking at each other like that again. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So, this is what I'm saying to you. Yeah. We don't appreciate women, like you're saying.
Exactly, but also someone don't appreciate men either.
Yeah.
So for example, me, when I call a man a king, some man will be like, hey, when you calling me a king? Even the other day, I'm calling another girl a queen. She hated that, she pushed back. She didn't understand that she was a queen. I used to hate my hair.
Free with your hair now and all these kind of things, you're feeling more confident, yeah? Now here, what, a media's got a thing where it's making lighter skinned people feel more confident than darker skinned people and all these kind of things. Do you understand? Another thing I hate as well, when I see my dark-skinned brothers and sisters, they're always wearing dark clothes. Come on, man, wear colourful clothes and that. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? I just feel all these things, it's like things that suppress us mentally as well. Wearing dark black and that all the time. We've got black skin, so we don't need to wear black. Pardon me? I know what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. No, but you know what though? I was at a graveyard today. I went to a cemetery today to visit my grandma. So that's why I'm wearing black. But I don't mind wearing any kind of colour. But I'm just saying, certain colours will make you feel suppressed.
I had my hair 2 weeks ago because there was a change. It was my birthday update, so I just changed my hair colour because I wanted to be confident even more. That's why I got it. Now I think with the media, you're right. To some people, I'm dark. I've had, you know what I mean?
Honey,
but,
speak up.
Sorry. For some people, I'm dark. You know, like growing up, I used to say, oh, you're dark, or you've got big lips, or you're this, you're that, you're ugly, or blah blah blah. And now I don't care about what complexion I am. You understand? No, it happens. No, I don't have to. No, some people don't. No, come on. Some people don't know that, innit? They're just stupid, innit? Obviously, there's dark people. Who cares, innit? We're all one at the end of the day. Yeah, and then because we still struggle as black people, especially black girls, we have to dress a certain way, or we've got to look a certain way for a man, or a man do. You understand? I think that more women need to come down here as well. Don't be scared of Speaker's Corner. Come down, right? And come on, like, it's just, I'm just here by myself, innit? Like, come on. You see the girls, but some girls are shy. If you're coming here, don't be shy and just speak up to everybody. You hear me?
What I want to add to what sister said, yeah, is no nation rises above its women. You get me? No nation rises above its women, because at the end of the day, it's the women that raise the children. Do you know what I'm saying? So if we as men do not elevate our women to a certain level, then the woman won't be able to elevate the children. And this is what it is. We got to have some strong soldiers, man, them. And the woman's better to stand on the shoulders so she can.
And a woman
Right,
can hold
have you
you
seen
up
the picture?
higher. A
Have you
woman
seen
can hold you up even higher because when we're actually down for our kings, we will be down for our kings.
Yeah, they
Especially
down,
the
they
real
down
women
with
at the end
it.
of the day because
They
they're going to be
down.
raising your children. You understand?
brother.
Because there is strong women out there, but not enough strong women out there. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm
and
not
a lot
gonna
of
raise
people
them
are
up.
afraid. A lot of them are afraid of strong black women today, but don't be afraid.
All right.
Do you understand? All right, that's it.
Thank you, Hanifero. Thank you for the one Empress on that. My brother, please.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what I'm gonna say, innit?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. JR, yeah?
Excellent.
All right. One of the most social situation that we do have, okay, in London is the most basically educational product is there. So for instance, museums. And museums is the number one thing for all of the generations to go to see without someone have to bring them a book to look at. They could go to the museum, they could take their little sisters, little brothers, little cousins and go there and actually see for themselves where they're coming from.
Where you talking about?
Museums. So museums is one of the most important thing, like traveling, taking and showing your youngest that we're not only in this society, we're everywhere, because that is the main thing. They lock us off so that we don't get information, and the information that they're spreading is only through the TV, where the main valuable things are within our society at the most. So the great thing that we need to do, we need to go out more, get out of our communities, take your brothers, your cousins, your friends, just bring them out, take them to a place of value where they could see ourselves, and they then could now go to books and then read about ourselves to grow.
I'm just going to quickly add to that and let the next man know. I'm going to let you speak next, yeah? You're cool, yeah? All right. With what he's saying, yeah? With what he's saying, I'm feeling what man's saying about museums. I kind of push up my face. I'm just going to be honest, this is me, a personal thing. I used to think that they were good things. I think the museums and that, for me personally, are full of lies. The last time I went to a museum, I ended up walking around, ripping holes in everything, till I ended up like an unofficial tour guide, yeah, around the Science Museum, with people following me when I was breaking down how ridiculous this lunar module lander made out of Twix foil looked. And I was breaking it all down. So for me, if you're gonna go there, make sure you got that open mind and that, because I don't want any of us to fall into the trap of indoctrinating our kids even further into the system where it's a bag of lies.
Let me just add to that. Okay, there's so many museums, right? So there's a museum where you have, culture museum. So it's like you have a British museum where it's not only technologies. There's things where it belongs to us. There's bone structures that they talk about, Egypt, and it goes back to so many centuries, shows many different cultures. So you wouldn't feel that way if you're going to that type of museum. But if you're going to a science museum, you'll feel that way. Go to the right museum. So you have to know what you're teaching the youth first. Then you take them to the museum which coincide with what you're teaching them. You don't just take them to any museum. You first plan out what you're doing, then you take them, and then there you will help them to develop, and then they will research and they will grow and they will get back to themselves, because it's all there. You go around, it's all there. So that's the most important thing if you want to basically start with knowledge, and that it is available for you to go, because most museums are free.
I know it's a smaller one.
So that's my main point.
Thank you, my brother. Yeah, you gonna say something? Go on, King. Oh, sorry. Chewy's, he just come and he's right there. Yeah, we'll come.
Can everyone hear me like round the back?
No, they
Can
can't.
you hear me, Ray?
They can't. You're talking.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah. I just want to start by saying peace to everyone here.
Peace.
But one of the social ills or things I feel like we should focus on more is like your health and well-being, because that's the first, that should be the foundation of everything that you do. No matter what, after whatever you believe in, all of that, you should understand that the first temple is your body.
That's right.
So what you put in your body, what you do, you are what you eat as well. And most of the ills that you see is because people are not taking care of themselves. They're not eating the right things.